Hey, what's up people? How's it going? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. So I did get quite a bit done with my box. Let's go check this out and plug in the light and get that going for you guys here. Reach over. Boom. So now let there be light, right? Boom. And there is the SoundStream bass replicator, digital bass replicator, that I'm going to actually run inside of my Suburban. So this is basically, it's set at 35 is the lowest it goes. Let's see if I can get in on that. Kind of, yeah. So the 35 is the lowest it goes for hertz. It goes up to 80. And then, so what I'm going to do is just leave this down at 35, max this out. Then I'm going to hook this up, set my sweep and pitch, and then I'm going to adjust my deck on the Suburban so that it's at 30 volume wise, and then adjust the amp out so that it's getting proper voltage, and then that'll work that way, and hopefully will fix it. I'm also getting a Black Diamond DS18 4-channel amp for the Suburban to run the mids and highs and see how that works, because I found out that the Alpine head unit that I bought actually only runs 18 watts. So it's 18 watts per speaker basically is how that works out. And if you want it to be higher, then to like 45 or whatever it would be, you have to buy a special amp. So most decks are like, whatever it is, 50 by 4, something like that, or 45 by 4. So that thing's only 18 by 4. And so it really sucks because they're not getting proper power. Those DS18s are like 480 watts max per speaker. The tympanos in the back door are 125 watts per speaker. So with that amp, it's 100 watts per channel for the DS18 Black Diamond series amp that I'm going to get. Yes, the front doors are going to be underpowered, but the back tympanos are going to be perfect because they're 125 watts max. I'm not going over the max load on those. It's pushing them right close to the border on them, but if I fucking blow them, I blow them, you know. The hard thing is getting speakers to fit in the doors in the back, because there is some weird paneling back there, how it bubbles out. So I would literally have to take a Sawzall and get in there, drill a hole, and then cut that out, or an air saw or something, or a grinder. More than likely it'd probably be a Sawzall with a small blade, just because of the power on it. Air saw doesn't really cut that well. So I would have to do that. And then hopefully that works out, you know, just for right now. Try to get a little bit more power to the speakers on the Suburban. It's parked outside right now. I did fix the door on that thing, so the window rolls down all the way now on the passenger side instead of like 3/4 of the way. It was clicking on the magnet. Every once in a while the glass would actually like warp or bend a little bit and then go right behind the magnet, which is bad because as soon as it would actually warp and go behind the magnet, then you got pressure on the glass, and I'm surprised I didn't bust in the glass. But I used some matting material that's actually meant for like tool drawers, and I got it from Harbor Freight. And what I did was I actually just cut out circles and then cut the centers out of the circles and then wrapped it around to make like a gasket material. And I stacked 3 of them thick and then just put the screws through those back into the doors. And it spaced it out enough to where it gave it about a 1/2 inch to a 1/4 about a 1/2 inch close to for gapping. And then so it's spaced out enough to where Alright guys, so my card got filled up. I don't know where it ended off at. We'll see where it ended off at. Anyways, this is the van, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. So obviously I finished off putting these sides up, and yes, there's only going to be 3, so everybody that's bitching and complaining about that, I can already fucking hear it probably. But maybe I might stick 1 or 2 more in here, like 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, 1 there, so 4 more basically. Okay, I can't count, math sucks, all right. But I got this all gapped out. This is going to be filled in. I can try to stack another one here, which I might do today. That's my project, is to try to do that today, see if I can stack one here. Just get me a little closer so I don't have to use so much material, and do more filling on this because it's close at the top. Let me get the turn this down. See if I can get in there at a different angle. Yeah, see, that's close at the top. You know what I mean? And that can be filled in because I can stretch some material around here, and that'll work out great. My camera says card is slow. I don't understand why. Hopefully this video works out well then. So everything's done up front. I did get my center console in. I do have cup holders coming for those, so that will hopefully work out for that. But anyways, I'm going to space this out stuff. I did buy caulk for this right here. Got myself a industrial little 10-pack of some caulk. It's the Alex Plus all-purpose acrylic latex caulk. And yeah, this thing was like 28 bucks for the 12-pack. I will go through probably all 12 of those tubes. And as you can see, sitting right here, I got myself a new drill because I wanted a new drill for a while. So I picked up a Ryobi drill, and it was cheap. It was 50 bucks. Came with the charger and the battery for 50 bucks. So I can't complain. The whole deal was that I was actually just going to buy the caulking gun. And it's an automatic gun, so I don't have to sit there and use my hand strength and wear my hand out trying to caulk all this stuff and save my ass, at least my hand anyways. And that it happens to run on the same battery. Well, I looked at the battery charger for just buying the charger and the battery, and it was like 80 bucks. That was 50, and it was 80 bucks for the battery and the charger. And I'm like, I can't justify spending $50 on that and $80 on a battery and a charger. Then I saw this deal that they had a charger, and yes, it's a smaller charger, and it happens to be the same battery that fits into that. So I couldn't pass it up. It was the last drill that they had in Home Depot, and so I picked up this Ryobi drill with the charger and the battery for it. So that's going to get used a lot. My Milwaukee is completely shot, so I'm probably just going to toss it. I do have the charger for the Milwaukee, but this battery has seen better days. This thing is literally probably dead right now. Oh, it's at 3. But there's this one here for the charging voltage. It never gets up to actually full. You can sit there and leave it on the charger. As soon as you slap it on the charger from 0, it like instantly says this thing is charged after like blinking like 3 or 4 times, and then it's last leg or dead. So I'll probably just drop that off at like Batteries Plus or something and be like, hey, here's a dead battery you guys can have and recycle. But I'll keep the charger because that charger is a good charger. So I bought this brand new off of Amazon. So I'll just have to remember that it's the M18. I don't know exactly which ones these charge out, so I can look up the charger specs on that, I guess, again, and see. So if I ever do want to go back to Milwaukee, I can, because I have the charger. This drill has been dropped off of roofs like 70, 80 feet in the air, and it still works. It's been painted over spray. I mean, it's been everywhere. Like, ran it over, drug it through the mud. The chuck screams. It barely holds bucket bits in there. And this motor screams to all heaven when you're on high speed. Low works fairly well, but when you're on high speed, it's just crazy how loud that thing screams. But it still works. And I believe that's a brushed one too, which is really weird. Like, you would think that that thing would have already been dead, because it would have probably knocked a brush out or something. But yeah, so I'm here for tuning. I can always take this out as well, but this is just there, so if this happens to be my tune, I can still stick another 2x4 in here. No problem. It may be a, it's a 2x2, 1.5 by 1.5, basically, but they call it a 2x2. And I can stick one of those down there if I need to, just to cut my tune down a little bit. But once I get some more stuff done with everything and get my box tune set up, figured out for internal depth, I have to put the walls on first. And once I get the walls on and I can measure from side to side, front to back, then I figure out where I can measure the whole internal box, put up my loading wall, basically where the subs are actually sitting. Then I'll measure from the loading wall to the floor and measure that interior box with the loading wall space. Do all the fancy math on that and calculus, and end up coming up with box tune or port tune. And the only thing left is to seal everything. So I do have to seal some stuff right now, like those 2x4s around here, around the top. And then once I get the sides on, I can seal around the bottom there too. Once I get the sides on, then I can seal the sides on, and then everything starts. Then it's a crazy time. And you'll come along for the ride. I'm going to set up the other camera and stuff like that too and start getting that figured out, so you guys can get more stuff. I did get my laptop in, so now I can get these videos split up and get these in. So I got to get me some editing software. I got some old software that I might slap onto my computer and just see how it works. There's also some free stuff online that I could probably pick up too. Don't know how well it works, but I guess CyberLink does have a free CyberLink Directors Edition that you could use, graphics card to help render the video. So you have to use your processor and the graphics that's built into the processor. So you better hope you got a good computer, basically. Yeah, so anyways, if you haven't already, like and subscribe. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe and hit that bell icon so you know when I upload new videos. I'm going to try to get more content out on more of a at least weekly basis now. Sorry if these videos are getting really long. This one might be pretty long, so 30 minutes or so, I don't know, with time lapse in there, who knows. All right, so I'll talk to you later. Thanks.